So welcome to our first Zoom meeting here. I've never done this before, so we're gonna see how this goes. Hopefully you found the chat. If you go down to the bottom, it has like a little chat feature, and you can go and some people have been putting in the chats. What I'm gonna do first, there is a little poll. So basically questions I'm gonna have you guys ask real quick. So I'm gonna launch that out to you so you can kind of see it. So let me know if you can see this real quick. So it has two questions there. It should have pushed it out to you. I don't know how it looks on your end. But it says, have you ever used Zoom before in class? So not like meeting one-on-one. And then, do you like using Zoom? Okay. Very good. Looks like some people have already put in their votes there. So keep rolling with it. Yep. Okay, I got 6. Oh, that's nice. Kind of sees on here I got 60% that voted so far. So, okay, so a lot of you guys are new to it. I'm new too. Hi, Emily. How are you? If you don't want to be on video, you don't have to be. It's cool. Oh, I had a bunch of people leave. She left. Oh, no, she didn't. She just exited her thing. I'm like, don't leave. I promise. I'm not scary. All right, we got 62% of the vote. %. So I got 11 of 16 that voted. Who hasn't voted yet? I wonder if I can see that. Maybe not. Okay, let's give you until about 30 more seconds to put that in if you haven't figured it out. Okay, you voted. Thank you. Thanks for voting there. It's kind of a little cool poll question. All right. Okay, so I will end the polling real quick. That at least gives me an idea. Oh, that's cool. I could like share results too. Pretty cool. Anyway, so that's a little bit of how some things that we can do in here. I've never done that before, so I'm glad we're able to do it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, and this is going to make it a lot easier for me. So we can see some stuff here. All right, cool. Are you guys able to see my screen? Can you like put in chat real quick? I want to make sure. All right, cool. And it doesn't take a little while like Blackboard. I'm not a huge fan of Blackboard. Okay, cool. All right, so what we're going to be going over today, guys. Well, first let's kind of go over where we are and where we need to be. I know I had some people say like, oh, I didn't realize I was supposed to do something, and we have. Okay. So I like to see it from this this calendar here. So as you can see, today is the 23rd. Oh, why did that go right there? Okay, so today is the 23rd. As you can see, you should have all of lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5 done. I put in zeros on Monday, so a lot of people have been emailing me saying, hey, why'd you put in zeros? If you haven't done like lessons 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, I put in zeros for those, so you'll want to go in and just make those up, okay? And remember, you can take them as many times as you'd like. I give you the opportunity to do that, so no worries on that end of things, okay? If we go to the course, remember how to find everything. If you go to, well, first off, my announcements are really good. Not really, but anyways, the recording like I'm doing today right now will be posted right here, the live lesson, and then you have the calendar. You can kind of see where to go from there. Then you have content, and this is where you're going to watch all the videos and do the quizzes. As that pops up real quick. So, for example, lesson 6 right here, what we should be doing this week. You watch the video right here, just like so. Good. Just like that, watch the video, and then you'll go on and you'll go below it and just take the quiz. Okay? And so that's what you kind of need to do. Alright, so somebody said, oh, Blackboard's easier. Yeah, I think it's easier because we know what it is, but I think we can do some fun things with Zoom that we can't do. So I'm going to kind of switch back and forth every once in a while, but we'll just see how it rolls. Alright, so let's kind of get on with the lesson real quick. And today what we're going to be talking about, we're going to actually talking about paying for college and financial institutions. Okay, so I was going to put this in the pool. Actually, let me put this in the pool right now. If it will let me. Okay, why don't we put in the chat? Who wants to go to college? In the chat. You can just do an easy yes or no, not a big deal. Okay, so we got a couple. Some say no, alright. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, even what we talked about, remember what we talked about last time, that if you go to college, you're actually going to make a lot more money, okay? Or at least not necessarily college, but some form of higher education, right? Like a certificate, tech college, something like that. You're going to make a lot more money than you would if you didn't, okay? So that's something to keep in mind as you're going through it, okay? So somebody said, I can't even do high school. Do you know what? I promise you, like, the problem with high school, I think, is you do some subjects that you don't want to do. Maybe it's personal finance, I don't know, okay? But you find things that you like doing in college. And then after that, it doesn't be that's not that big a deal. So for example, if maybe you like to work on cars, right? Well, you can work on cars at tech college. You can actually get like an automotive degree. So for example there, one of the things my wife learned that she really likes is like interior design. So I told her, hey, go back, get some things and do interior design if you really like it that much. Okay? So if you're being able to do what you like to do, I think you'll be a lot better. Alright, so we already talked about this, where we should be, that kind of stuff, what's coming up. Okay, alright, so one of the biggest holdbacks that I see people have is they're worried that they don't have the money to go to college, because college is expensive, right? But there's
like wipe down over there because Holly pees over there before you put the chair.
But there's federal aid.
She's glaring at me.
Let me see if I can mute who's ever on. I can hear in the background there. Hold up.
Coming up.
Sorry, I'm trying to mute. So if you're not muted, if you go in and mute yourself real quick, there's just a bunch of lag in the background. Okay, I think it's gone. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Alright, so you may think it's a big deal to go to college, but I can show you how to get money for college and those kind of things to make it not so expensive. And sometimes you even get enough money where you get like a living allowance and you get to stay on dorms, that kind of stuff, and you don't have to worry about that, right? If you can qualify for some of it. So here's some sources of income that people use for college, okay? So 30% of the people use like scholarship grant money, and a lot of that comes through the federal government with a thing called FAFSA. And I'm going to show you that website in just a second of how you can use that, and it makes it really nice. And there's actually a calculator on there to see how much you can get. So that's what I'm actually going to send for extra credit, if you want to do it or not, is go on there and calculate how much you can possibly get for college. Okay, and so that's something that could really help you out. Other ones: student borrowing, parent borrowing, student income and savings. So paying for it yourself. Something I had to do, I had to work a full-time job and go to school at the same time, full-time, to be able to get through. So it's doable, okay, and you can do it. So here's some different types that you have. You have grants, scholarships, loans, internships. Some people, if you work at a place, they will actually reimburse you for the money you have for college, which is really nice. And you have all those kind of benefits there. Yeah, I need to figure out how to more interact on this Zoom. So I wish I had more like tools at my disposal, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, so let's talk about FAFSA real quick. FAFSA stands for Federal Student Aid, and some things is you must apply every year when you go to college to keep that up. You can start filing October 1st of your senior year. You need to get like a FAFSA ID and your parent if you're under 18. The earlier you do it, the better. So who is a senior right now? Put in the chat there. Who is a senior and can possibly apply for that? Okay, you are? Okay. So this is something, if you're thinking about college, you want to start to apply for it. Okay. All right, we got a couple other seniors there. Fantastic. So we got some graduates coming up. So you can start to apply for it. I've known seniors before that they start it and then they go and start actually the summer semester of college. So you got summer, you have fall coming up. So the earlier you can do it, the better. More that you want to think of. Okay. All right. So you go to this website. What I'm going to do, let me share this website with you. It is right here. It's called studentaid.edu.gov. It stands for FAFSA. And so what I want to do is kind of show you this website a little bit and apply. And if you want to, especially those seniors there that can, apply to see how much money you're going to get. Okay. And I really like this one right here. So if you go to FAFSA apply for aid and you go estimate your aid, so how much you could get, you just have to go in and you have to fill out some questions here. Okay. And so if you can have like your parent or guardian basically email me saying that you guys went through this and see how much you could get for college, I'll give you guys some extra credit. Okay. So what you do is you come right here. This is the FAFSA forecaster. So it gives you free estimate to see how much it is. So you click here. Oops. I meant FAFSA forecaster. And you just have to answer some questions here, and then it will give you a thing. And it's not taking a lot of your information, but you do have to put in a little bit, right? So you just push start. You select whether you're a citizen of the United States or not. Date of birth. Oh, let's make up something. I was born in 01. Oh, it's going to make me do this. Let's see, I was born 01 of, I don't know, what guys were years born? Let's see here. 19, oops. You guys were probably born in 2000 what? 2000? Okay, perfect. Except now it's like... So something's wrong with this thing that's making me do this. Wish you could just type it in. This may take a little while. You think they'd make it a little bit easier than this, that I have to go scroll through this whole thing. Alright, pretty soon I will get to 2000, eventually. And there's a bunch of things on here. So they'll talk about marital status, but I just want to run through this with you real quick. Actually, it might... Oh, it will let me do that. Okay, never mind. I'm going to put I'm single. Okay, and never attended college. Nope, we don't have children. And we're just going to put none of the above. Okay, and so you just basically put some of this kind of stuff. So you're going to have your parents maybe for some of it. You know, how old is your father? We'll say 40, okay? I don't know how old, right? How many people in your father's household? We'll say 5. how many people in your father's house are going to college? We'll put 1. So you just got to answer a couple questions, but then it will give you out basically an indicator about how much you would get for college. Okay. So if and it depends on income as well, so that's why you need your parents there to kind of do it. So we already talked about a bunch of income here. So if you got like 40,000, I better put Utah, maybe. Okay, we'll say we made $5,000. All right, your senior year of high school. We're gonna go to Utah. Okay, so you can just fill this out, and it's gonna tell you basically how much possibly could get, right? But anyways, it'll be pretty good to kind of see that, and then you can say, hey, I have this much money that I'm probably going to get, so let's look at colleges and kind of see. If you're going to go out of state, it's going to cost a lot more than be in state, so really you kind of want to see what you want to do there. Okay, so that goes over the FAFSA portion of things. Last thing we're going to be talking about today is actually... It actually wanted me to go through all those forms, but it's crazy. But we're going to go to financial institutions, okay? And we're going to talk about those for a second. But first off, as for FAFSA or anything like that, do you guys have any questions? How to apply for those, anything like that? Because that's going to be that. I'm glad you said that's helpful, because that's, especially if maybe you're the first student in your family, the first one going to college, you may not know that information, but that's where you're going to see, and it will tell you on there that you maybe have got like a grant for like $5,000, right? A grant means that you don't have to pay it back, right? It's just basically giving you to deal with your education, okay? $5,000 a semester, or $2,500 a semester. Also, it may say that, hey, you don't apply for a grant, but you can receive a scholarship where they'll pay all the interest, but you have to pay back the scholarship, or not the scholarship, but the loan, the student loan. So it gives you some ideas of where you can be at. So, any other questions on FAFSA, student information, how you can get scholarships, that kind of stuff? So that's only one way. There's different scholarships you can apply for as well. Different organizations have those, and they all have their different things. But FAFSA is a good one to start out with to see there. And as I said, if you do that calculator, send me an email saying that you did that. I'll give you guys extra credit, okay? Okay, no questions. You can even talk if you want to. You just unmute yourself and say something. No? Okay. All right. Let's talk about financial institutions real quick, and then we'll get on with your day. So, how many of you out there, put on the chat, have a bank? Oh, very good. Good question. Someone has a question. Why does it cost more to go out of state? So, the reason it costs more is because if you're a resident of the state of Utah, they believe that you've paid taxes into the system or that state, and so they charge less money to you to go to college there because they said that you've been basically paying more, you've been paying taxes, and so that they subsidize it a little bit. So if you're going out of state and you're not a resident there, you don't pay taxes, and so they feel that you should have to pay more because you're not contributing to the state fund, the state-ran schools, if that makes sense. But very good question. Any others before I move on? Okay, so let's throw that up here. I was hoping my pool thing just kind of got messed up, so I don't know Actually, I can edit these maybe. Nope, have no idea what I just did. Okay, well, I'll work on that next time. They'll have more poll questions there. So how many of you can just put in the chat, yes or no, have like a bank account? Account with some money in it. Yes, okay. Okay, so you have a credit union account. Good. So somebody said no, no. Okay. So this is something you might want to look at doing. Some banks or credit unions, for even opening up an account there, they'll give you money just for starting one. Okay. So that's something to think about. So as we're looking at it, what's the difference between a bank and a credit union? Okay, so type in the chat there. What's the difference between a bank and a credit union? So if I go to like Wells Fargo Bank, why is that different than going to like America First Credit Union? Is there a difference? Okay, somebody say banks rob you. Yet it's been known that banks do charge higher fees. Okay. One thing that you'll probably want to know is banks are what's called publicly traded. So that means that they're stocks and people own stocks of them. In a credit union, credit unions are owned by the members, okay? And you're a member of the credit union, and the banks don't have that. Okay, so it says a bank is a place to put money in an account. Very good. But you can also get a bank account at a credit union. Yep, so you can keep your money there. So somebody said credit unions for loans. Yeah, it's kind of known a little bit that credit unions give out better interest rates when you're looking at doing cars or mortgages. They usually have some of those. So very good things there. Oh, I don't have my little thing on there. Oh yeah, I was going to have you guys draw on it, but we're not in Blackboard. Maybe there's a way that you can do that. We'll try it later. Anyway, some other things. Both of them insure your money, right? Up to like $250,000. The federal government insures it. So you can't really be either way. There's just some people that like credit unions better than banks. I would say don't keep all your eggs in one basket. You probably heard that term before. So I have my money in some credit unions, some banks, and different ones throughout there. Okay, but you'll probably want to start getting, if you don't have already, somebody said no, look at getting a bank account at either a credit union or bank. Sometimes credit unions are a little bit easier because you don't have to have, they don't charge a fee. They don't require a certain amount in your bank account. Sometimes banks require that. Okay. You're funny, Shadow. I like how they put different names on there. It kind of makes it funny. Alright. Okay, so here are some things that you may see. Some banks around, like First Security, U.S., Zions Bank, Heritage Bank, Bank of Southern Utah, Far West Bank, SunFirst, Zions Bank, Far West. I don't have any credit unions on there. That's alright. But credit unions, Golden West, America First. I'm trying to think of some other credit unions. I can't think of any right now. Mountain America. But you actually become members, as I said, of those banks. Okay, the last thing I want you to talk about is the difference between a checking and savings account. Okay? So here are some things about a checking and savings account as you're looking to do. Once you set up a bank account, you usually want to set up both. You usually want to set up a checking account and then a savings account on the side. And there's different other accounts you can create too, like a money market, which you can get better interest rate on, a CD, which you have to have money in there for a certain period of time, and then it gives you more interest, so you can actually gain money with your money just sitting there. So here's a couple things about them. So sometimes checking accounts have monthly fees. A lot of the credit unions don't. That's why you put most of my money in a credit union. Overdraft protection, ATM fees, internet banking, online bill pay you can do through a checking account. You can write checks through a checking account and they could come out. Also, when you guys get possibly a debit card is directly connected to your checking account, and so when you swipe it, the money will automatically come out of there. Okay, and we'll be talking more about credit cards and debit cards and the difference between those as we're moving forward. Okay. Someone said, can you put our money in both a bank and a credit union? Yes, and that's what I kind of said before. Like, I would like you to not keep all your eggs in one basket. So for example, I have some stuff in Golden West Credit Union, I have some stuff in America First, I have some stuff in what is it called? Not Zions Bank, but Wells Fargo. Okay, and so I have my money a little bit everywhere. And I think that's just kind of good to do, because some of the credit unions around locally, they're not out of state, but banks are more nationwide. So like a Wells Fargo, you can find almost anywhere in the world, which is nice. And that's why I have like a bank account through Wells Fargo. You mean West Far Bank? Oh, I don't know about that. Anyways, so those are just some differences. I would advise you to start a bank account. So we started bank accounts for our kids when they're really little. We already have them set up. And when we went and set them up, we only set them up a couple years ago, and but they gave us $50 to open up account. They just put $50 in our account. So it was kind of nice. So I would look at just looking at the different. Sometimes they have different promotions like that. They'll put some money in your account just for starting an account with them. So those that don't have an account, look at going down to the bank and starting something like that. So there's another assignment for you. Okay, and I said the last thing I left you off with was that if you go and do that financial aid, right, the forecaster to see how much money you get, and your parents email me and say you did it, then I'll give you some extra credit. Okay, so hopefully you liked the Zoom thing. So I'm gonna relaunch this poll tool real quick, and I'm gonna put it up there. So after going through this, everybody should put yes on have you done Zoom before, and I want to see how you liked it, if you like Zoom a little bit better. Okay. And that's going to be your kind of exit ticket. So after that, you can take off, okay? Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it. So I think to log off, you just X off the Zoom thing when you guys are done. But you guys can stay after, ask any questions you want. Appreciate everybody for coming. Oh yeah, it's easy to fill out. Just hurry and fill it out real quick. Thanks guys, we'll see ya.